There is a lushness to Queensland that makes you feel welcome. You step off the road into the shade of the rainforest and the air turns thick and green and warm. Ferns unrolling overhead. Birdsong you cannot place. Somewhere close, water moving over stone. It feels ancient and alive and somehow safe, like a garden that has simply grown very large. This is some of the oldest continuous rainforest on Earth, green without a break for 100 million years. And that is exactly the problem, because 100 million years is a very long time for a place to fill up with things, and for those things to get very, very good at not being seen. The danger in Queensland is not out in the open, it is in the leaf litter you are standing on, in the branch above your head, in the clear creek you are about to wade across. This is a landscape that hides its residents so completely that most people walk straight through it and never know what shared the path with them. Today, we are counting down 15 dangerous animals of Queensland, ranked not by how deadly they are, but by how completely they stay out of the picture you carry of this bright, green, welcoming place. From the ones you have walked past, to the ones at the very top, you would never in 100 years guess were living here at all. Before we start, if you like the kind of thing that makes you look twice at country you thought you knew, take a second to subscribe. It genuinely helps the channel. And tell me in the comments, are you watching from Queensland itself, from somewhere else in Australia, or from the other side of the world? Let's get into the list. Number 15. The Eastern Brown Snake. We begin with the snake you are most likely to have already walked past. The Eastern Brown ranges right through Queensland's populated east, from the cane country to the suburbs, and, as a group, brown snakes cause more snakebite deaths in Australia than any other. It is fast, alert, and the exact colour of dry grass and dirt, so it vanishes against the ground it moves on. The bite is often almost painless at first, which is the trap. Its venom attacks the blood's ability to clot, and without treatment, a bite that felt like nothing can turn serious hours later. It does not want to meet you. It lives on the mice around sheds and gardens, and moves at the edges of the day. Most encounters are simply someone stepping too close to something they never saw. Number 15 sets the theme. In Queensland, the most dangerous animals are the ones already underfoot. Number 14. The redback spider. Somewhere in the shed, in the upturned pot, in the corner of the mailbox, there is a small black spider with a red stripe, and she has been there the whole time. The redback's venom acts on the nervous system, and a serious bite brings waves of pain, sweating, and muscle spasm that can last for days. She is shy and would rather hide than bite. The danger is entirely about where she hides, which is precisely the places people reach without looking. Before anti-venom, she killed. Today, deaths are rare, but the redback remains one of the most common serious bites in the country because it lives so comfortably in the built edges of every Queensland town. Number 14 is the reminder that dangerous does not have to mean large. Number 13. The bull shark. You would not think of the thing in the muddy river as a shark, but the bull shark swims far up Queensland's rivers and creeks, well inland, into brown water where no one expects it. Unlike most sharks, the bull shark tolerates fresh water and pushes deep upstream into the same rivers people fish, launch boats, and let dogs swim. It is stocky, powerful, and aggressive, and it hunts in murky water where it finds prey by feel as much as sight. That is what makes it dangerous. In cloudy river water, a bull shark cannot always tell what it is testing, and a hand or a foot in the wrong place gets investigated the only way a shark can. It is regularly named among the sharks most dangerous to people. Number 13 has been in your favourite fishing spot all along. Number 12. The dingo. Everyone knows there are dingoes in Queensland. What people misjudge is what a dingo is capable of when it loses its fear of us. The dingo is Australia's apex land predator, a lean, intelligent, cooperative hunter. Mostly it keeps to the margins and wants nothing to do with people. But where dingoes and humans overlap and food gets shared, that fear erodes fast. On Queensland's Kagari, once called Fraser Island, that overlap has produced serious and even fatal attacks, several on children. The animal that looks like a friendly yellow dog is a wild predator that has simply learned, in most places, that we are not worth the risk. Where it unlearns that, it is a genuine threat. Number 12 is the predator hiding behind a familiar shape. Number 11, the coastal taipan. Now the snake the tropics made their own. The coastal taipan lives through Queensland's cane fields and coastal scrub, and it is one of the most dangerous snakes on the continent. It is long, fast, and nervous, with the longest fangs of any Australian snake, and a venom that shuts down the nerves and the blood at once. Before an anti-venom existed, a serious coastal taipan bite was very often a death sentence. What makes it dangerous is its home. It thrives in the cane country where people live and work, hunting the rats that thrive there too. Cornered, it does not bluff. It throws itself into a fast, repeated defense that few other snakes match. Number 11 is the tropics' quietest killer, living right where the work gets done. Number 10, the cane toad. Here is a danger that surprises everyone because it does not bite, does not chase, and sits still in the open, and it may be the most destructive animal on this entire list. The cane toad was brought to Queensland in the 1930s to eat beetles in the cane fields. It ignored the beetles and spread across the north in the millions. Every part of it is laced with a powerful toxin, carried in glands on its shoulders, strong enough to kill a dog, a goanna, a quoll, or a snake that tries to eat it. It has poisoned its way across the continent, wiping out native predators that never evolved to handle it. For a curious pet or a small child who picks one up, the toxin is a real medical emergency. Number 10 is the danger that does not attack you. It waits for you to touch it. Number 9, the Sydney funnel web's northern cousins. The funnel web spiders have a fearsome reputation, and Queensland's own species earn part of it. These are heavy, dark spiders that carry a venom capable of causing a fast, life-threatening reaction. And unlike most spiders, their fangs are strong enough to pierce a fingernail. They live in humid burrows and under logs and stones, exactly the damp ground of the Queensland bush and garden. In the wet, males wander in search of mates and end up in sheds, in shoes, in swimming pools, where they can survive underwater for hours. The bite is a genuine emergency. But the funnel web earns its place here for how quietly it lives beside people, in the moist corners of the yard, unseen until a hand or a foot finds it. Number 9 is the danger in the damp corner you never check. Number 8, the saltwater crocodile. We are over halfway, and if you are still with me, you clearly want to know what really shares this country. So if you have not yet, this is the moment to subscribe, because from here up the animals get stranger and older and harder to believe. Everyone knows Queensland has crocodiles. What stops people cold is the scale. A big male saltwater crocodile passes 20 feet and weighs over a ton, the largest living reptile on Earth, and one of the very few animals that will hunt a human on purpose. It is an ambush hunter of impossible patience, lying motionless for hours with only its eyes above the surface, then striking with a force nothing on land can match. It ranges through the rivers, estuaries, and beaches of the tropical north, including water that looks calm and safe. Locals in the far north do not guess. They do not swim in unmarked water, ever, because the animal waiting there has been perfecting this exact ambush for 100 million years. Number 8 is the reason a still stretch of tropical water is the most dangerous invitation in Queensland. Number 7. The cassowary. Deep in the Queensland rainforest lives a bird straight out of the age of dinosaurs, and most people have no idea it is there. The southern cassowary stands taller than a person, wears a helmet of bone on its head, and carries on each foot a dagger-like inner claw up to 4 inches long. It is one of the few birds on Earth genuinely capable of killing a human, and it has. For the most part, it is shy and secretive, slipping through the forest to eat fruit. The danger comes when a cassowary has been fed by people and loses its wariness. A large, cornered, food-conditioned bird can kick with enough force to open a serious wound, and it does not back down easily. There are only a few thousand left, hidden in the far north's forests. Most Queenslanders will never see one. That is exactly what makes it a shock when they do. Number 7 is a living dinosaur, hidden in the green. Number 6. The lace monitor. There is a giant lizard in the Queensland trees, and people mistake it for something harmless until it moves. The lace monitor reaches over 6 feet, a powerful climbing reptile with long claws and a mouthful of sharp teeth. Recent science shows monitors of this group carry venom glands, adding an anticoagulant bite to the wounds the teeth and claws already make. Mostly it flees, racing up the nearest tree at astonishing speed, and around picnic grounds it grows bold enough to raid coolers and bins. A cornered or startled lace monitor can rear up, lash with its tail, and bite, and people who get between one and its escape route learn how strong it is. Number 6 is a dragon. Most people walk right under without looking up. Number 5. The stonefish. Now the animals begin to genuinely surprise, because the next one you would step on without ever seeing, and it is the most venomous fish in the world. The stonefish lives in the shallows and estuaries of the Queensland coast and up into the tidal reaches of its rivers, and it looks exactly like an encrusted rock. It does not flee. It settles into the sand and waits, and along its back stand 13 spines loaded with venom. Step on one, and those spines drive up through the foot, delivering a venom that causes pain described as among the worst a human can experience, along with swelling that can threaten the limb and, in severe cases, the life. People are struck in ankle-deep water, never having seen the rock that was not a rock. Number 5 is the one you would never spot until you were standing on it. Number 4. The Irukandji jellyfish. Here is a danger you cannot see coming at all, because it is nearly invisible and no bigger than a fingernail. The Irukandji is a tiny box jellyfish that drifts in Queensland's tropical waters, so small and so clear that swimmers never see it. The sting itself can feel minor. Then, 20 or 30 minutes later, comes Irukandji syndrome, waves of crushing pain, vomiting, a sense of impending doom, and a spike in blood pressure that can be dangerous on its own. It has closed beaches across the tropical north and put swimmers in hospital who felt almost nothing at the moment they were stung. A creature you could lose on a fingertip reaches deep inland up the coast, into the exact clear water that looks most inviting. Number 4 is the danger too small to see and too serious to ignore. Number 3. The box jellyfish. If the Irukandji is the invisible danger, its larger relative is the one that has killed more people in Australian waters than sharks and crocodiles combined. The Australian box jellyfish drifts through the coastal shallows of tropical Queensland, pale and almost transparent, trailing tentacles several feet long lined with millions of stinging cells. Its venom is among the fastest acting in the animal kingdom, attacking the heart, the nervous system, and the skin all at once. A serious sting can stop the heart in minutes. It arrives with the warmer months, drifting into the same calm, waist-deep water where people wade to cool off. That is why northern beaches string nets and post warnings, and why locals simply stay out of the water in the season. Number 3 is the pale, near-invisible drifter that made the safest-looking water the most dangerous. Number 2. The cone snail. You would pick this one up. That is the whole problem. On the Queensland Reef and its sandy shallows lives a snail with one of the most beautiful shells in the sea, and inside it is a harpoon loaded with venom. The cone snail hunts by firing a hollow, venom-tipped tooth into its prey. In the larger species, that harpoon can pierce human skin, and the venom is a fast neurotoxin with no antivenom. There is a reason divers call the deadliest one the cigarette snail, a grim joke that you have only as long as it takes to smoke one. People are stung doing the most natural thing in the world, picking up a gorgeous shell from the shallows and turning it over in their hand. The animal inside was not empty. Number 2 is the danger wearing the most beautiful disguise on the reef. Number 1. The tick. And the most dangerous animal in Queensland is one you will almost never see, cannot feel, and may already be carrying. It is the paralysis tick, and by the measure that matters, how often it actually harms people and animals. Nothing else on this list touches it. It waits on the tips of leaves and grass along the humid eastern forests and gardens, and it climbs aboard as you brush past. Its bite can inject a toxin that causes a creeping paralysis, and it triggers severe allergic reactions in some people, including, through the same family of bites seen elsewhere in the world, a sudden allergy to red meat that can last for years. It kills pets across Queensland every single year, quietly, in the suburbs. No fangs you notice, no claws, no warning. A creature the size of a seed climbs on from a leaf beside the path, and you carry it home, and days later, something is wrong and you never connect it to a walk in the green. Every animal on this list hides. This one hides on you. Number 1 is the smallest thing in these forests, and the one most likely to change your life. So here is what this list is really about. Not fear. Queensland is one of the most extraordinary places on the planet, ancient and green and worth every minute. It is about the gap between how gentle it looks and how much it actually holds. The brown snake is still the color of the grass beside the path. The croc is still waiting where the water goes still. The cone snail is still the prettiest shell in the shallows. And somewhere in the rainforest, a bird as old as the dinosaurs is watching a trail you would walk without a second thought. All of them here the whole time, in plain sight, in all that green, waiting the way this old country has waited long before there was anyone here to walk through it and call it a garden. If this changed the way you see that green, subscribe, because the next one goes somewhere just as wild. And tell me in the comments which of these 15 surprised you the most. I have a feeling it was not the one at number 1.